Well, joining us now to talk more is former Border Patrol agent himself and border advisor for the Federation for Immigration Reform, Art Del Cueto. Art, great to see you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So we've heard from Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. He's taking to X and says this: the people of Illinois deserve a full, factual accounting of what's happened today to ensure transparency and accountability. So Governor Pritzker and President Trump have been sparring for some time. We all know that. Is this example that Pritzker is setting, is it making it harder for agents to do their jobs?
Absolutely, because you have people that are leaders and politicians in their own areas. And instead of, being open and saying, look, we've had a problem in Illinois. We have a problem with criminals. We've created this magnet for criminals to continue to come into our state. What they're doing is they're flipping the script and trying to point the finger at, an ICE agent. They're pointing the finger at immigration officials, at Border Patrol. And this is an example of an incident where an agent is trying to detain somebody, make some type of arrest, and now, somebody lost their life. Agents they don't wake up in the morning and go out there and say that they want to take somebody's life. That's just not the way it works. But if the individual, is aggressive and the agent's life was in danger, obviously it has to be scaled to that. Unfortunately, somebody did lose their life.
Yeah, and DHS has responded to this, and they say the obstruction that we're seeing in sanctuary cities and jurisdictions across the country is putting, it's putting ICE agents at risk, it's putting the community at risk, and it's putting the illegal immigrants themselves at risk, too. I do want you to listen, to what another Illinois lawmaker, a Democratic state representative, Norma Hernandez, has to say about ICE. Listen to this.
We are devastated by this news because we have seen ICE has ramped up its racial profiling and unconstitutional policing in Illinois. And these tactics have led to a loss of life of one of our community members. And he is not the first, and unfortunately, we don't know if he will be the last.
And quite a crowd there. What do you say to people who believe that these tactics harm communities rather than keep them safe?
I think we're past the rhetoric from the left or the right. We're at a point now where we have to realize that the law is the law. Why are we where we are today? Is because of the lawlessness that has been accepted by many politicians. That's the reality. And when I hear individuals come out and gather this crowd and they say, look, we've seen the lawlessness, we've seen the unconstitutional policing. Those are one-liners that people learn in order to continue to spread more hate. The majority of a lot of these agents are Hispanic, people like myself that migrated to this country legally. We're out there trying to do a job. We took an oath, and we want to make sure that criminals are brought to justice. That's all it comes down to. Either you're here legally or you're here illegally. It has nothing to do with, we're not against immigration. Look, we're for immigration, but it has to be legal. The problem is you have a lot of individuals that are spewing a lot of rhetoric, and they don't understand the difference between legal and illegal. And that's why we're having all this violence and we're having all these issues around the country today.
Well, I want you to weigh in on our top story today, the political assassination of Charlie Kirk. My producers are telling me that he was a friend of yours. How are you remembering him today?
Look, it's just horrific what happened. And I'm very heartbroken. My entire family is heartbroken. The very first large speaking event that I was able to attend and be a part of was Turning Point USA, and that was because of Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk reached out to me many, many years ago. He did his very first border tour with myself out on the border. I didn't know who Charlie was at the time. He didn't know who I was at the time. But ever since then, we struck up a great, friendship. Every time I've been at an event, I've spoken at many events for Turning Point. He's always been there, and we're friends. We've spoken outside of events. I considered him a friend. The world lost a tremendous individual. A family lost their husband, their father, their child. A lot of us lost a friend. Yeah. God had to bring his son back home to him for reasons that many of us don't understand.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.